want to thank you for being supportive, all of you media, of our electoral program. Ever since 3 years ago, when we rolled out our roadmap, you've been with us, both in the trenches and outside the trenches. Please, I salute all of you from the bottom of the hearts of the Commission. Media is our key stakeholder. Our esteemed partners, the press, it's my privilege and pleasure to welcome you to this final press briefing to update you on the final preparations as the country prepares to go to the polls tomorrow, Thursday, 18th February 2016. It's no longer months, it's no longer weeks, and no longer days, so it's just a couple of hours away. Closure of campaigns. Campaigns for presidential and parliamentary elections ended yesterday, Tuesday, 16th February 2016. I want to congratulate all the candidates, presidential, parliamentary, their agents and the voters, upon conducting generally a peaceful campaign. Now, campaigns ended. Even media campaigns should not be appearing. Somebody calling for support me, and so forth. Campaigns ended yesterday. Next item is dispatch of polling materials. The Commission commenced with the dispatch of the polling kit for presidential and parliamentary elections on Monday, 15th February, with the farthest districts in West Nile and the Karamoja regions. Designated candidate agents are advised to report to the offices of the district returning officer before 6 a.m. This morning. Advised, in other words, we already made notice, or we informed them, so now we are just on an advisory path, and observe the dispatch of the polling kit to the respective sub-counties, from where kits will be taken to polling stations on the morning of 18th February, which is tomorrow. The Commission has designed a dispatch plan for each district to ensure timely delivery of the kit to each polling station to enable polling to start. Opens at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Polling day. Please note that polling for presidential and parliamentary elections will be tomorrow, Thursday, 18th February 2016. Voting will commence at 7 a.m. as long as there are at least 5 registered voters from that polling station that are physically present. Must be physically present. It will close at 4 p.m. as per the amendment in the closure time of polling. However, if it clocks 4 p.m., all voters already in the line to vote will be allowed to do so, except for those who are not in the line. So don't run like a rabbit to catch you. Time will have. You'll have been left out. Come panting. Oh, I've been dying to. Hey, where were you since morning? So I would like to urge the voters to get to their polling stations in time and exercise their right to vote. Polling guidelines. A voter will be required to present himself or herself to the polling station where he or she is registered as a voter. Voters will be required to present voter identification documents. This could be your national identity card or your voter allocation slip. If a voter does not have any of the above, he or she can still be assisted by the presiding officer to check and confirm the particulars on the National Voters Register. It may take you some time, but you'll be assisted as necessary. The presiding officer will authenticate the identity of those bearing a national ID or the voter location slip using the biometric voter verification machine, which we have publicly demonstrated, and we have trained officers across the country for the purpose. After verification, you will be issued with a ballot paper. Proceed to the basin and mark the candidate of your choice using either the tick or a thumbprint. There will be a pen in the basin. Don't come with your own pen, please. Otherwise, if you are seen holding in your pocket, you may be misconstrued to be doing something else. There will be a pen in the basin. I've seen in social media the pens may have some snake ink. No. There will be pens in the basin, so don't attempt to come with your own. The polling assistant will mark the cuticle, that is after you have completed. Mark you, there will be 3 ballot boxes. And you vote in each ballot box at a time. We don't give you 3 ballot papers at once. So the first one you'll get will be the presidential ballot. Once you are through with casting it, then the next station will be for the directly elected member of parliament. You'll be given a ballot paper by the polling assistant who will be next in queue. At the end of that, you'll go to the woman member of parliament station, and you'll be given a ballot paper. Now, I hope you all go through that cycle before you go to the inking. Query / complaints desk. The Electoral Commission, as usual, has established a query complaints desk at the Electoral Commission head office in Kampala. It will be here in this boardroom. It will be manned by all of us senior officials, technical officials, and if media can have a representative, he or she can come here and we give him a chair. The officers on this desk will receive and handle any complaints that may arise related to the election and can be reached on any of the following toll-free lines. Any. Number 1, 0800 110022. Number 2, 0800 110023. Number 3, 0800 776 776. And finally, number 4, 0800 778778. You'll get copies of this statement in case you misrecord the telephone numbers. The lines will be open from 7 a.m. until 4 p.m. on the following day. These lines, after 4 p.m., what will you be complaining about? Or what will you be reporting about? So we also close that complaints desk as we close the field operations. All stakeholders with genuine concerns are urged to make use of this facility on polling day. Please, let it be a genuine reason you are calling. A snake across a polling station, or a monkey. Hey, monkeys are not bad. So be careful about a monkey. So it must be genuine. Security. The Electoral Commission has continued to receive information that some political leaders, as well as individuals contesting for various elective positions, are still planning to form security groups known as youth brigades, vigilantes, militias. The Commission wishes to reiterate that it is only the Ugandan police during polling. All candidates are urged to desist from forming any parallel groups, such as youth brigades, vigilantes, or militia, as this is an illegal undertaking. Please, make use of those people that you intend to get productive in other ways, but not for militia. Procedures for declaration of results of presidential and parliamentary elections. The Electoral Commission wishes to clarify to the general public that the process of declaring results of the presidential and parliamentary elections will be as follows. At the polling station, the results at the polling station will be announced by the presiding officer in the following order. Presiding officer cannot declare, but makes the announcement as per the performance at that polling station. And the following order will be followed. He will announce the performance of the presidential ballot first. Then he will go on to the directly elected member of parliament, and finally, a district woman member of parliament, in that order. At the sub-county, results from the polling station shall be delivered to the sub-county headquarters, which is the central collection point for all polling stations from that particular sub-county. The envelopes containing results of the various categories, that is from each polling station, the envelope, shall not be opened at the sub-county because it is for accountability purposes only. That envelope is called a tampered envelope. If anybody intervenes along the way of transmission, tries to play with that envelope, we shall know. I can assure you, we shall know. And if that envelope reaches a district tampered with, we know what features will change. The color will change. So please, and finally, we shall not count that polling station. So everybody will lose. So no games along the transmission route. At the district, results shall then be taken from the sub-county, which is a collection point, to the office of the district returning officer for tallying, after which district returning officer will declare the results for the following categories. As far as declaration, the DR or RO, returning officer at a district, can only declare the results of the following. 1, directly elected members of parliament. He is responsible. That responsibility was delegated to the returning officer, and they are all duly gazetted to lessen the volume that comes at headquarters. Secondly, the elected woman member of parliament. He is responsible to declare those two positions. However, the returning officer shall read out the results of the presidential elections from each polling station in that district. We'll only read out. After opening the envelope, we'll read out where has this envelope come from. The PR or declaration of results form will be his guide. And then eventually transmit the results to the National Tally Center in Kampala, where they will be received by the chairperson, this one. So I'm still around. I haven't left yet, and I shall not leave. The Electoral Commission, who is the returning officer for the presidential elections. I'm the national returning officer. Pray for me as I pray for you. At the National Tally Center, the constituency for the president is the entire country. The entire country. The Electoral Commission will tally results from all districts of Uganda. And finally, declare the elected candidate for presidency within 48 hours from the closure of polls. I've always reminded you of the constitutional provision in Article 103 of the Constitution, Clause 7, That's where the mandate comes from. Presidential results will be ascertained, declared, but within 48 hours. And your commission here has never failed to live that obligation. But I want your prayers so we continue delivering within that mandate. The commission has gazetted Kampala as the National Elections Results Tally Center. Access to the National Tally Center will be in a regulated and controlled manner and shall be limited to only duly accredited media personnel, national and international observers, and official agents of their respective presidential candidates. And remember, organizations have been advised in advance that you can delegate 2 representatives of your organization to be gazetted specifically for the National Tally Center. We don't have that much space like a football field, because I've been hearing our organizations wanting to send as many as the observers who came. I'm sorry. Obliged to that, your 2 that you've delegated will have a special tag, if they don't have it by now, to come to Nambole. Even media, the select representation. I think Mr. Taremwa can make clarity on that. Appeal to voters and the general public. The Commission urges voters to turn up early to cast their votes in order to close the polling exercise at 4 p.m. So we want to capitalize on the God-given natural light between 4 and 7 to make sure we complete the remaining activities at the polling station. The Commission appeals for calm and tolerance. And I'm sure you Ugandans have demonstrated that tolerance, but we need to appeal for more. Before, during and after counting, announcing an oral declaration of results at the appropriate levels. Guidance on how to apply Indelible to the voters' fingers. Subject to Article 61, Clause 3 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, the Electoral Commission has appointed the dates indicated below as polling days for presidential, parliamentary, and local government councils elections. Presidential and parliamentary, that will be tomorrow. Local government 5 elections, that is district government. Chairpersons and district stock-seated councillors shall be on the 24th, barely 6 days away. Municipality stock-seated division elections, that is chairpersons and municipality stock-seated division councillors, shall be on 2nd March. Local government 3, that is sub-county, stroke town, stroke municipal division chairperson and councillors shall be held on 7th March. Given that these polling dates are close to each other, traces of the indelible ink used to identify a person who voted on 18th may still be visible on the voter's thumb on 24th February when you go for the district election. The polling date for the district chairperson and councillors. In order to avoid mistaking the traces of ink from a previous election, the Electoral Commission wishes to guide the general public, polling officials, and voters on how to apply an indelible marker on one's fingers. By the end of the 4 cycles, you may have 4 fingers marked to show your vigilance, to show your participation, and so forth. A. During the first cycle of the election, which is taking place tomorrow, the indelible ink shall be applied to the root of the nail of the thumb on the voter's right hand to indicate that he or she has cast the vote. If one doesn't have the right hand, it may be applied on the left hand. B. During the second cycle of elections, that is the 24th, the indelible ink shall be applied to the pointer finger, which is nearest to the thumb. Nearest to the thumb, this one. On the voter's right hand, to indicate that he or she has... No. What? Oh. Which is nearest to the thumb on the voter's right hand, to indicate that he or she has cast the ballot. And if you only have a left hand, it is still applicable. See, woo! These are too precious. Okay. During the third cycle of elections, that is second, the nail ink shall be applied to the root of the nail of the middle finger on the voter's right hand. We keep saying right hand, but if you only have left. And during the fourth cycle of elections, that is 3rd March, indelible ink shall be applied to the root of the nail of the right finger on the voter's right hand. Where the voter has no thumb, the indelible ink shall be applied to the root of the nail of the pointer finger, which is the nearest to the right hand thumb, or the middle finger, as the case may be. Where the voter has no right hand, the above processes shall be applied in the reverse order. Please note that the point of application in all the above cases shall be the root of the nail. Allegations on the electoral process. Following the dispatch of the polling kits, the Commission has noted allegations of pre-ticked ballots. Talk about disrupting or disturbing electoral management. All this innuendo. Well, we are learning to be part of it. Apparently, there are even plans to print similar ballot papers, or seemingly similar, and pre-tick them and parade them before the media to discredit the electoral process. Be on the lookout. Our eyes and ears are on this process. The doomsday advocates are always part of this process. The Commission would like to assure the public that all our ballots are safe and in safe custody and have special features that distinguish them from the fake ones. But we can't disclose those features. No matter how much I like you, I can't tell you the inner blood of each of those ballot papers. Security has been notified of these ill plans and asked to investigate and arrest whoever is caught in the act, have him or her prosecuted in line with the law. And don't cry foul. Don't say, "Chikundu, come and save me." I will not be there. I'll just say, take that wrongdoer deeper and deeper in the mud. Last but not least, there has been misleading information on social media urging voters from mainly places viewed as supporting opposition candidates to refuse pens provided by the Electoral Commission to tick the ballot on the allegation that the ink fades very fast, thereby rendering the ballot invalid. I want to assure you, this is just wolokoso. There's no truth in it. There is a pen provided in the basin. If that pen fails, you can always recourse to the to the presiding officer. But the minute you are seen pocketing in your, what are you pulling out? Ice cream or candy or what? Another fake ballot paper? Now, with this era of fake ballot papers, you have to be careful how you behave at a polling station. As if that is not enough, there is information that some smart Ugandans have crafted the software with the intent of carrying out tallying processes at some undisclosed declaration centers. I pray and hope you desist from making any announcements, because any media house which will be caught announcing, we already advised you that we directed this Uganda Communications Commission to take appropriate action. And if you lose your signal, don't look for me. Okay, so make sure what you announce is appropriate, and those Ugandans who are doing that, stay warned, because the search for you is on. 24-hour search is on. Don't make any announcements, because the only institution in law to make announcements of what comes out of election, particular declarations, is Uganda Electoral Commission. This one here. But we shall be at Nambole National Stadium. I want to wish every Ugandan a very peaceful process. This country deserves the peace. This country has a motto, for God and my country. We can't let God down. So let's work together. You are all key stakeholders in delivery of a free and fair election. All of you, media, the candidates, the voters, I don't have to exhaust the list, but you all have a contributory share to that free and fair election. Let us enjoy the fruits of that free and fair election. Leave the declaration to the Commission, and if you are aggrieved, the usual process is go to courts of law, because Article 104 is very clear of the Constitution. Very clear. Put together your complaint or in the form of a petition under Clause 2 of that article in the Constitution, submit it to the or lay before Supreme Court, and in Clause 3 of the same article, the Supreme Court is mandated to set aside that petition in 30 days. Mark you, we have not yet sworn in the winning candidate. Your legal framework is so accommodative. Okay? And that's all I want to say. For God and my country, I want to thank you for listening to me. God always be on your side and on my side.